Hello and greetings. My name is Ruth Miller and I'm a physical therapist. And today I'm joined by Loretta Bartz, an occupational therapist with Health Pro Heritage. Our family at Health Pro Heritage is made up of therapists, wellness, and fitness experts, and we have worked with seniors just like you for more than 20 years. We love what we do, helping people to stay engaged and empowered while also having fun. Our job is to keep you moving and learning each and every day, even during the quieter times at your community. Today, our video is on brain fitness, enhancing cognitive skills, and it's part of our Healthy Living on the Go program. Each of our videos is designed to bring fitness and fun and education to your doorstep. So are you ready to begin? Normal aging impacts memory. Forgetfulness is a normal part of aging. Memory and cognitive functioning does slow down as we age. Simple strategies can reduce impacts of memory loss and help compensate for the normal aging process. According to the Mayo Clinic, proper nutrition, exercise, and keeping your mind active with mentally stimulating activities can improve your ability to cope with or compensate for the changes associated with aging. As we age, our brain gets lighter and certain crucial chemicals decrease. So an emphasis on mind-body health has been shown to increase the creation of new brain cells. A decline in cognitive ability also impacts the ability to perform functional, everyday tasks, which greatly impacts an individual's independence. So let's talk a little bit about brain exercise. Brain exercise for seniors is not as commonly emphasized as our usual physical exercise, like going for walks and going to exercise classes. But there are studies that do indicate that the brain requires a solid, consistent workout to stay sharp, just like the rest of our body does to stay strong. There were 4 recent studies which supports the benefits of brain exercises. And here they are. One from the Journal of American Geriatric Society, where in a 10-year follow-up study, they found that older adults who participated in a brief course of brain exercises maintained cognitive improvements even 10 years later. In another study from Active, this proved that older adults can make significant gains in cognitive abilities through engagement in brain exercises. And through the Impact study, there were clinical trials where they examined whether a specifically designed program, a Posit Science Brain Fitness Program, as it was called, improved cognitive abilities in adults. They found that regardless of education level, IQ, and other demographic factors, individuals can improve their cognitive abilities. Well, that's good news for all of us. And in the final study, they compared the use of computer exercises and completion of crossword puzzles in the ability to maintain and improve cognitive functioning. It found that participants who used the computerized exercises showed significant and larger improvements than participants who completed only the crossword puzzles. The positive changes were observed in a time frame from as little as 8 weeks, but they could have been sustained for up to over 12 months. So what are some of the activities that you can do to help keep your brain fit? So according to the Mayo Clinic, proper nutrition, exercise, and keeping your mind active with mentally stimulating activities can improve your ability to cope with or compensate for the changes associated with aging. So there are 7 anti-aging tips to keep your brain fit. And we're going to go through all of these. There's move it, feed it, speed it up, stay calm, give it a rest, laugh a little, and remain socially active. So let's start with move it. As we age, our brain cells, called neurons, lose the tree branch-like connections between them. These connections, or synapses as they're known, are essential to thought. Quite literally, over time, our brains lose their heft. Many studies have shown that among other brain benefits, aerobic exercises can increase the capillary development in the brain, meaning more blood supply, more nutrients, and a big requirement for brain health. That is, more oxygen. We have to continue to bring oxygen to the brain. At the University of Illinois, there were several studies that were conducted, and they found that fit people have sharper brains, and people who are out of shape but then get into shape sharpen up their brains. Again, some good news there. The second finding is important. There's no question that working out makes you smarter, and it does so at all stages of life. Just as important, exercise staves off heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and other maladies that increase the risk of brain problems as we age. The second anti-aging tip is feed it. So another path to a better brain is actually through your stomach. We've all heard about antioxidants as cancer fighters. Eating foods that contain these molecules, which neutralize harmful free radicals, may be especially good for your brain as well. Free radicals have been found to break down those neurons in our brain. Studies have found that antioxidants help to counteract the impacts free radicals have on neurons. So the important thing would be to eat foods which are abundant and high in antioxidants, and some of those foods include the colorful fruits and vegetables, beans, whole grains, nuts, and chocolates. To continue on with our anti-aging tips, I'm going to pass it over to Loretta.
Thank you, Ruth. So the third anti-aging tip is to speed it up. Sorry to say, our brains naturally begin to slow down at the young age of 30. Can you believe that? It used to be thought that this couldn't be helped, but a barrage has shown that people at any age can become faster and, in effect, younger by speeding up their brains. Your brain is a learning machine, said Michael Mezurek, who is a neuroscientist. And he felt that giving the right tools, we can actually train our brains to act like they did when we were younger. All that is required is dedicated practice to exercises to the mind. To keep your brain young and supple, you can purchase software or games made specifically to address cognitive functioning, or you can do one of a million new activities that challenge and excite you, such as learning or playing a game of ping pong, learning to play bridge, doing a jigsaw puzzle. For some, it may be learning a new language, taking up a new form of dance, such as the tango, or building a kit airplane to challenge your brain in ways that you may have not been doing in the past. Anything that closely engages your focus and is strongly rewarding will kick your brain into a learning mode, which can be beneficial. So that's why we always say bringing in something new or something that you don't do kind of in a rote way is a way to challenge your brain to speed it up. For seniors, the Brain Age game by Nintendo has become popular and has been touted for their ability to stimulate the brain with rapid mental tasks. There are also many websites that have interactive brain games, some that we have listed here. And it takes sometimes as little as 10 minutes a day of doing some of these brain games to keep your brain focused and moving and challenged. Another way to speed it up is through the use of neurobic exercises. It's another manner of speeding up your brain. These exercises are thought to help with nerve cell stimulation that is necessary to activate new brain circuits and enhancing neurotropin production. They can be done by breaking normal routines and doing familiar things in different ways. So, for example, writing and signing your name using your opposite hand, getting dressed with your eyes closed, driving a new route to a familiar destination, anything that challenges your brain and having it to focus more and not relying more on rote memory is a way of doing this. So you may be saying to yourself, so now I have to sign up for Swahili, calculus, and accordion lessons before my brain withers. Well, just take a moment, stop and relax. While you're challenging your brain is very important, you also need to stay calm in order to balance out the demands we place on our brains. So staying calm is the fourth aging tip. In a paper on brain and stress, Dr. Kim asserts that there is no uncertain terms that traumatic stress is bad for your brain cells. Stress can disturb cognitive processes such as learning and memory, and consequently limit the quality of human life. So staying calm is so important. And one example is in the part of the brain called the hippocampus, which is a primary locus of memory formation, but which can be seriously debilitated by chronic stress. So that's why sometimes when we see high levels of stress, we also see that we have difficulty retaining information and recalling things. Some activities which promote a sense of calm include yoga, meditation, and even swimming. While you line up your mental calisthenics, along with your Swahili and swing lessons, make sure you're staying loose and having fun. That's so important. We don't want it to become so intense that you lose that ability to manage and balance that throughout the day. A fifth anti-aging tip is giving your brain a rest. Researchers at the Harvard Medical School have looked at the conditions on which people come up with creative solutions. And in a study involving math problems, they found that a good night's rest doubled the participants' chances of finding a creative solution to the problem the next day. The sleeping brain, they theorize, is vastly capable of synthesizing complex information. Older adults need about the same amount of sleep as younger adults, which is 7 to 9 hours per night. As you get older, however, your sleep patterns may change. Older adults tend to sleep more lightly and awaken more frequently during the night than younger adults do. This may create a need or a tendency towards daytime napping. And the sixth anti-aging tip is to laugh a little. Humor stimulates the parts of the brain that use the feel-good chemical messenger called dopamine. Laughter is a pleasurable, perhaps even addictive to the brain. So you may ask, can humor make us smarter? The jury is still out and more studies are needed, but the initial results are encouraging that it does. And the seventh anti-aging tip is to remain socially active. The Institute for Social Research studied the relationship between mental functioning and specific measures of social interactions. And they found that the higher the level of social interactions, the better the cognitive functioning. And now I know you're probably thinking, during this time of social isolation, how can we accomplish this? We have to be creative. They found that short-term social interactions lasting just 10 minutes boosted participants' intellectual performance. So think about that. How can you have those short 10-minute social interactions during this time of social distancing? We can do it by phone. We can get on Zoom or Skype or FaceTime. Even writing letters allows us to think outside of ourselves and have that connection. According to the study, visiting with a friend or neighbor may be just as helpful as doing a crossword puzzle a day. And as we said, since we can't physically be with one another, think about how we can continue to do that. Checking on each other by phone. Even sometimes I've seen people be able to post pictures in their windows with a thumbs up and reaching across to their neighbor that lives across the way or across the street. Some examples that we added in a handout that's available to you are some brain exercises. And these are on paper for some of you that may not have the availability of a computer. One of them is called the empty triangle game, where you have to use what numbers go in each of the triangles. It's a way to challenge your brain. Another one is a word association, looking at two words and figuring out how they're associated. It's a great tool. This may be something that you can even do with a friend over the phone. So again, you're getting that social interaction while challenging your brains through a brain exercise. So in conclusion, like our muscles, the human brain needs exercising. Mind exercises increase cognition and help to stave off diseases such as many forms of dementia. New scientific research shows that we can improve the health and functioning of our brains with the right mental workout. We shared some of those techniques and ideas with you today, and hopefully you can incorporate some into your daily routine in the future. We're so glad you took advantage of today's Healthy Living on the Go program. On behalf of the Health Pro Heritage family, we're all already looking forward to our next time you tune in. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.